Hi, welcome to Tiny Classrooms Live.
I'm the doctor, Don Zalou, here in Taos, New Mexico.
And I'm Artie Nathan here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And our topic today is goals and measures in a time of crisis. So,
Absolutely.
Don, why are goals in general so important?
Well, goals in general, in good times or in bad times, are the sort of tools that we use to help us get from point A to point B as a company or as an individual. Where am I headed? Where do I want to be? How will I know I'm there?
And so, goals today have to be set in terms of productivity, but I
Yeah.
think they also need to be set in terms of how do we adapt what we're doing to the productivity that's expected today.
Right. And and it's productivity, but it's also customer experience. It's also the social fabric of the organization. So the goals are broader based and more urgent, if you will, now than they were 3 or 4 weeks ago.
And so goals, normally we set them over some long period of
Or,
time.
uh
We let people set their own goals, we collaborate with them, and then we measure them in the traditional performance evaluation, which nobody likes to give and nobody likes to give. So what kind of evaluations and measures should we use today?
Well, today I think it's more important than ever before that the goals be set in concert with the person who's going to be responsible for them. Obviously, we have to have the corporate goals. Where are we headed, even in this time of crisis? And what's my share of it as one of the employees? But I need to have even more specific role in setting that goal and setting how I'm going to do it and moving from there. So personalization of the goal is very, very important now.
And so are there any long-term aspects to these goals in this crisis period?
Well, by definition, if we don't have a long term, where do we want to be 6 months from now, a year from now, and at the other side of this crisis? How do we want to look and how do we want to be? The goals that get set on a daily basis, if they're not linked to that, will just be chaotic. People will be running around like Keystone cops.
So leaders should think in terms of daily goals and weekly goals and maybe even monthly goals until we get out of this.
Yeah, I would suggest monthly, that then translates down to weekly by unit and so on, and to daily by each individual. And so, what's your plan today? How'd you do at the end of the day? Before you start tomorrow, what could I learn from yesterday? What's my goal for today? And so on. So it's very, very, very specific.
So, in looking at this subject, you have to communicate very clearly,
Yes,
which means you've got to practice your message. You've got to maybe even create a little chart that sits behind you when you're talking to your employees so
that's a
that
good
they
idea.
see where what it is and where it is and how it is,
Uh-huh.
and make sure that they understand. You know, you and I often talk about in coaching, Don,
Uh-huh.
making sure that people understand and asking them to tell me more and
Right.
asking them, do you understand? That is very critical in this goal setting period as well.
It's very, very critical because the tendency of folks, well intended, will be to say, yep, I got it, and go off and do whatever it is they do because of that's what they do. So, making sure that the employee knows, understands, grasps what it is they need to be doing so that you're satisfied is very, very important.
And this will be motivating for your employees. Well, that does it for our Tiny Classroom Live today.
Uh-huh.
As usual, I want to encourage you, if you want more of us, you
Yeah.
can go to the art, A-R-T-E, of motivation.
Mhm. Or to LinkedIn, Dr. Don Zalou, and review some of the articles that we have published there on leadership and management and a variety of other issues.
Well, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you very much.